Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Coach JC. Everyone gather around, should be a good one today. Today's topic is recognize this early in dating. Basically, when you're out there dating, this was a video that Tony Gaston made. I just want to get my own little spin to it. But basically, when you're out there dating, you gotta have core values. You gotta have similar interests. You gotta have high standards. The worst thing you want to do is have somebody come into your life and waste your time. The most precious gift is your time. So you have to have high standards. You have to know what you want, know what you're gonna put up with, your non-negotiables, your negotiables, and you just have to understand that, you only get one shot at this thing called life, and however you spend it, who you spend it with is very important. So for me, like I said, when I was just out there dating, before I got married, I was just, hey, really just high standards as far as communication wise, respect had to be there. There's nothing that we could talk about privately, then we don't need to talk about it publicly. Like I said, we're gonna honor each other. We're not gonna be belittle one another. We're gonna be respectful at all times, and I still have those same core values that I have back then. The same thing I have on now. Now that I'm married, So it's all about knowing what you want, having a self-definition about what you're about, your core values, your non-negotiables, your negotiables, and just realizing that hey, people, they're gonna fall off. When they know they can't test you, they can't get things over on you. And like I said, it starts from day one. When you meet that person, you're gonna know, like I said, within the first 30, 60 minutes, this person you can try, and this person you can't try. And you know that, you person that can be tried, that means you're susceptible to be played later on in life. So you have to be very firm, very consistent with whoever you're talking to. And you get into the talking phase, not even dating phase, when y'all first start talking, change the number, text messaging, even before the date even starts. You gotta be upfront, honest about, what you're about, what you're looking for, and just understand like, hey, they're gonna treat you how you're gonna be treated. You start going on there talking about your life story, about your exes, and what was me, what was that. They're gonna use that against you. So you have to be very cautious about information that you share into somebody you just meeting as well too. Like I said, recognize these red flags early, or just in general. Like I said, communication. Like I said, it's been laughs, or you're arguing over dumb stuff, petty stuff. You don't want that. You want to be in a relationship where y'all can talk, and it's okay to argue, to have disagreements, but you really shouldn't get physical. Really shouldn't be y'all screaming, yelling at each other. Have a happy medium. That's the thing that a lot of people don't have, is that they can't go into battle and then have a happy medium. They always feel like they gotta go one up on somebody. But that's intolerant for me. Like I said, whatever your core values are, whatever you believe are, you gotta put that up, stand still. But a lot of time we putting up with nonsense that we should have been nipped in the bud months ago. But we like to put off because, hey, oh, she fine, or hey, he handsome, I'm gonna put up with this, that. No, have your standards. Hey, know what you about, what you gonna play with, not gonna play with, and learn what you gonna give and take, Like, this is what I'm offering, this is how I want to be treated, is how I'm gonna treat you. Either we gonna click or we don't click, and it's like really up to you to figure out the other part, Like I said, dating is it's not easy out here today. It's not easy to find somebody that you mesh with. Like I said, I've been married for 5 years now. Like I said, we do clash. We do go get at each other's throats, but we always try to be respectful. Always try to, give everything to the Lord, and just try to be each other's peace. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta recognize stuff early. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing red flags. You're seeing conversations not to your savory behaviors, habits that you don't really like. It could be smoking a lot, drinking, being out a lot, partying a lot, mismanaging money. Early on, you're like, man, this ain't what I'm trying to be with. You know, don't mean you discredit the person, because it might become what kind of addiction, some kind of niche. And truth be told, everybody has their own little niche, their own little issue that they're dealing with that their spouse doesn't like. But at the same time, though, try to see if that's something that you can rectify, or is there something that you can get over with, because those same flags that you're seeing right now is only going to get worse if you don't nip it in the bud early. Like I said, it could be drinking, it could be going out, and you gotta have standards. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the dating world, hey, you can't do like you were doing when you were single, being out, or excessively drinking, driving, stuff like that. You gotta be careful, because you never know what might happen. But yeah, though, like I said, recognize the signs early. Like I said, in your life, you only get one life, one shot at this, so. And that's the big part of your life, the person who you spend your time with, so you want it to be vigilant, you want it to be fulfilling. There's gonna be ups and downs, regardless of whoever you choose. There'll be stuff that you like about them, stuff that they don't like about you, but you gotta understand that y'all are one team, y'all are one band, one sound. And like I said, if you go astray, they go astray, then y'all ain't gonna really have who much to work with. But yeah, though, that's all I really have to say about this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you check out my book, God's Timing, A Gentleman Code, and also Father Time, Fatherhood, the Only Hood a Man Should Claim. They're all on YouTube, not YouTube, but on Amazon. So feel free to purchase them and check them out. But yeah, until next time out, Coach JC.